Hi, I'm Jeff Wimmer from Studio Cycles and StudioCycles.com, and in this YouTube video I want to talk about should you service or refurbish your old bike, or should you buy a new bike. Now, a lot of questions, a lot of angles to providing the right answer to this type of a situation, but it depends. If you bought a used bike from a used fitness company, or you bought a used bike from your gym because they got new bikes and they were doing you a favor by selling you one of their old bikes, and you've gotten a measurable amount of time out of that bike, and something deep or something comprehensive goes wrong with the bike, in most areas, most geographic locations, it's really, really tough to find a qualified individual to do comprehensive, in-depth, detailed, professional level work on a used bike. I mean, if a bike is 3 or 4 years old and it's been in a club setting and it's been sweated on and sweat, dry, 3, 4, 5 times a day, let's say you snap a crank. The crank arm breaks off the bike, or the bottom bracket, which is the bearing assembly inside the frame the crank arm is attached to, fails or wears out. You have to get the chain guard off the bike. Just getting the chain guard bolts out of a 4-year-old bike can be a production. Let's say you get the chain guard off. Next you got to get the crank arms off the bottom bracket spindle. You need special tools to get the crank arms off, and it's tough to get a tool, a crank removal tool, into a steel crank that's been in play in a club for 4 or 5 years, where the thread barrels for the crank puller are completely fused. You could go on and on and on. Say the flywheel bearings wear out. You have to take the bike completely apart to get the flywheel off. You got to get the hardware off the axle, and then you got to get the bearings out of the flywheel, press the new bearings in, clean all the old hardware, put the axle back in, put the flywheel back in, put it all back together again. It's comprehensive and it's in-depth. So if it's a complicated, in-depth, like catastrophic failure type of an issue with the bike, you might just want to donate the bike to the Salvation Army or Goodwill, take a full write-off on it for the retail value of the bike, buy yourself a new bike. You can call me at 888-909-BIKE. That's a toll-free number. You can talk to me personally. I'm the owner at Studio Cycles, and I'd be happy to talk to you about my selections. You can check out our free bike buy rate video library at StudioCycles.com. We're the only company that I know of on the planet where when you buy a new bike, we pull it out of the box, we build it, we tune it, we do a partial disassembly so that we can do our quiet tune build process, and then we put the bike back together, fully tuned, fully built. We do lifetime warranties, lifetime parts replacement, lifetime email and phone tech support with just about every bike we sell, including certified pre-owned bikes. We always include clip pedals with our commercial bikes. We never charge extra for that unless you have a super special type of, like a Crank Brothers or a Time or something, type of a pedal. I mean, give me a call. Tell me your specifics. Tell me your budget. Tell me the application. Tell me how many users. Are you the primary? Do you have a giant, like, lumberjack-sized husband who's 275 pounds, who's going to be mashing the crap out of it? A lot of things go into the blender when making the right decision, and most consumers don't have an idea about which direction to go in terms of buying a bike. Costco, Overstock.com, bad ideas, especially if they come pre-built, or if somebody builds it for you and they have no experience. Commercial indoor bikes are special in that conventional wisdom tells you, how difficult can it be? It's a sprocket, a chain wheel, a chain, and a resistance mechanism. Let me tell you, there's a lot to it. If there wasn't a lot to it, I wouldn't have written 6 manuals over the last 10 years, and I wouldn't have over 50,000 of those manuals in circulation. Most of the big companies sell my manuals, and most of the big companies use my manuals on their tech support hotlines. If the very people who work at the companies who produce the bikes need my help, what are the chances I might be helpful to you? Again, text toll-free 888-909-BIKE is my toll-free number for a free consultation. And then the website is StudioCycles.com. We have the only indoor cycling specific retail stores in the world here in Southern California. And I'm Jeff Wimmer. I want to take the time to thank you for listening.